Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabriella. I hope that you're all doing well. In today's video, I will talk about oil pastels, more specifically, why I recommend them as a medium, why I've been enjoying them, etc. And while delving into this topic, I will also be creating a spring art using oil pastels, crayons, and colored pencils in my craft notebook. Oil pastels are probably the medium that personally I'm most familiar with. I've been using them since 2019, and even though I love to experiment with new media, oil pastels are the medium that I keep coming back to for a lot of reasons. Apart from using Crayola crayons as a child and briefly dabbling in oil pastels in high school art classes, I practically had no experience with oil pastels prior to 2019. The very first set that I bought was a small 12-count Faber-Castell Gold Faber set, and then in 2020, I bought a Craypass Expressionist set, both of which were affordable student-grade sets. This was a time in my life when I was struggling financially, and one of the attractive features of oil pastels were how cheap they actually were, at least the student-grade sets. From about $10 to $15, you could get a very decent entry-level set that would last you a very long time. If you watch me, you'll know that to this day I use student-grade oil pastels almost exclusively in my videos. Someone actually commented recently that they thought it was nice how I used cheaper supplies in my videos. Now, regarding student-grade supplies, today I can afford artist-grade art supplies if I want to. And in fact, in other media such as watercolors, colored pencils, etc., I do use artist-grade supplies most of the time, and I actually stopped buying student-grade supplies a while ago. But when it comes to oil pastels, to this day, I only use student-grade pastels because they do the job, I'm happy with how they perform, and I don't see why I should replace them. So this would be the first point that I wanted to make. You can get very decent oil pastels for a cheap price, and they're gonna last you a very long time. Speaking of price, other media often require expensive surfaces, for instance watercolor paper, canvas paper, etc. Oil pastels work practically on anything, even the cheap ones. Of course, there are pastel papers specifically designed for pastels. I have several of them. I don't really use them. The paper that I'm using in this video isn't even art paper. It's actually a notebook made with 100 GSM craft paper, intended for journaling originally, extremely affordable, and it's actually my favorite surface to work on with oil pastels. Sometimes the wax will seep to the other side of the sheet a little bit, especially in the summer when pastels tend to be a bit softer due to the heat, but that doesn't bother me much. I only use one side of the sheet anyway. So another pro would be you don't need super expensive paper to get started with oil pastels. A simple craft paper will do. Oil pastels are extremely forgiving. For example, now you can see that I accidentally covered up part of the tree trunk on the right with a rather thick bright green crayon layer that needs to be fixed. I will very easily overcome that challenge, even though I'm using kit supplies for the tree trunks. One of the daunting aspects of trying out something new is that you are going to make a lot of mistakes. It's just inevitable. But it's also reassuring when you work with supplies that allow fixing mistakes, so you know you're not going to at least ruin the whole piece. During my art journey, I have messed up countless paintings beyond repair in watercolors, colored pencils, and other media, but now that I think about it, I can't think of any oil pastel drawings that I destroyed to the point that it couldn't be fixed. It may have happened, but definitely not very often because I don't remember any occasion off the top of my head. If you watched my previous video in which I told the story of like half of my life, you'll know that 5 years ago when I was volunteering in London, I lived in a place where I didn't have my own desk, I slept on bunk beds and typically had roommates around. I wanted to create art, but it was difficult for me to set up. I would typically draw on my lap while sitting on my bed. Painting in general was just cumbersome. And even if I did manage to sit at our shared desk, I couldn't leave my stuff around and I wasn't supposed to create a mess. So I needed a medium that did not require brushes, solvents, jars of water, cleaning towels, also did not smell preferably, did not require any drying time. So in a nutshell, I needed a medium that was mess-free and did not disturb my roommates. That medium for me was oil pastels. As a volunteer, I was rather busy during the day, so the medium had to be fast. I needed to lay down pigment quickly. And that's another thing that I love about oil pastels. It's the fastest medium that I know. You can cover the entire page within minutes, and then of course continue to work on the details as much as you want, but in a general sense, compared to other media, it is extremely quick. But that translates to YouTube as well. This is kind of a behind the scenes secret, but my easiest videos to film and edit are my oil pastel videos, hands down. I'm done more quickly, it's fast, and there's less footage to go through. I use oil pastels anyway, but if I have no footage, I'm running out of time and I really want to post something, I will always go for an oil pastel video. Just for comparison, the watercolor pencil sketchbook spread that I posted a couple of weeks ago was so much more time consuming than this one, and watercolor pencils are also a fast medium. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that using oil pastels is extremely satisfying. When I first got into art, I dabbled a little bit in oils and acrylics, but I couldn't handle the smell. Now I live in a very tiny apartment. I don't have a separate studio. My studio is my actual living space, and I don't want to turn it into some kind of a fine art studio with the smell of solvents and so on. But I do like the look of oils and acrylics. I love opaque media in general, and I especially love the look of oil paintings. And when I say that I find it satisfying, what I mean by that is that when an oil pastel art, even just a quick sketchbook art like this one, will take the form of an oil painting in the end, within certain limitations of course. But if you use your pastels in a more painterly way, you will apply the fixative spray in the end, it will be very reminiscent of an actual oil painting. I used to regret not painting in oils because of the smell, but oil pastels are a wonderful mess-free alternative to oils that I really appreciate. I have used oil pastels on canvas before. I can't say that it's my favorite method, but it works. Although for that technique, you would need at least Mungyo Gallery to achieve the right effect. So this is my list of pros. Let me know in the comments if I have missed anything. For the rest of the video, I will just put on some music, so enjoy the rest of the speed paint. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Thank you for watching to the end. Take care and see you next time. Bye!